Weena, tell me about your vision.
Oh, okay. So my vision for my company and everything that I do right now really involves a lot of legacy planning and legacy building. More importantly, because I'm in the real estate private equity space, there's not a whole lot of women and minorities at the top levels operating at the deal size that I'm doing. And I am really passionate about making sure that we change that narrative and that there are opportunities created, not just in finance, but in business in general for women and minorities and people who don't come from, wealthy backgrounds and people who don't go to Ivy Leagues, like not your typical old boys club. I want to expand that so that when my daughters go out into the world, I have twin 5.5-year-olds. When they go out into the world, I want them to know that they belong in these rooms and they deserve to be in these rooms.
Wow, what a amazing vision. Tell me more about that. Where did that all come from?
Um, it stemmed from my children and now just having something that's more important than my own goal and my own vision. And it's a lot easier to look to legacy planning and to want to make a big impact when you've achieved the financial success that you're looking for. So that was, when I first started out, my initial goals did not have these like lofty or, selfless, if you will, ideas and I didn't have those visions. I didn't think that big. I didn't care as much about impact because I was just looking to build financial wealth for our family first. And so when I first started, my vision was like, I want to be a millionaire before I'm 30. And then I said, okay, wait, I met that goal when I was like 26 and said, okay, I want to be worth $5 million, and then you meet that goal and then you go, okay, what about 10? And then it comes to a point where you're like, when is enough enough? Right? Like when do the goals shift from being money driven and financially driven to lifestyle driven? And then they shifted to being lifestyle driven, which meant, okay, I want to be able to hire housekeepers. I want to be able to have someone come and like make my bed every day. I don't want to do laundry. It's like all the lifestyle things. I want to travel when I want. I want to travel in first class. I want to take my kids on vacation. So that was kind of like the second phase of success. And now that I've done both of those things and I've done it comfortably and successfully, now I'm at the third phase, which is impact. And that is the thing that lives on beyond Veena Jetti, right? It lives on in other people. And the best reward I get now is not money. It's not any gift anyone gives me. It is when someone comes to me and says, because of you, the entire trajectory of my family tree has now changed. And I'm doing something that I never thought was possible. Or I come from this background, and because of you, that didn't stop me from doing X, Y, or Z. To me, that's like a drug that's intoxicating. And that's what I chase now.
I would love to hear those stories. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm sure that pertains to your why. What
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So actually I have a great story. It's like so fresh for me right now because I just got this message like day before yesterday. I got this message. So I have a community called the Multi Mastermind Community, right? And it's a group of people who are in various fields of business and primarily real estate and multifamily focused. And one of our members, his name is Yannick. He is 23 years old. He is an immigrant and came to this country by himself. No parents here, no siblings, nothing. He came here by himself. And I remember about a year ago, almost like 8 months, 9 months ago, he approached me and said, Veena, what is the fastest or the shortest amount of time someone in the community has done a deal? And I said, look, multifamily is a slow burn. So probably like 6.5 months, maybe 7 months before they actually got a deal and did a deal, like got under contract. And he goes, as soon as I get my work permit, I am going to do it faster. And I said, great. I hope you do. He's 23. So he's like fresh. He hasn't gone and worked like a decade in corporate America or anything like that. So he comes back to me about 2.5, 3 months after he got his work permit.
Mhm.
And he said, Veena, I have 86 units under contract. And this week, this is so timely because this week, he just told me 2 days ago that they are closing this deal this week. And so at 23 years old, he will have 86 units. And he came from such a hard system to overcome, right? Like he immigrated from Africa by himself. He's young. He hasn't finished college yet, and he's buying 86 units. And it's all from partnerships within the multi community, from the strategies that I taught him, all of the time that I've now spent pouring into the community. Like when I hear stories like that, it feels worth it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow, I love that story.
it's so special.
Yeah, and how long have that been going on with your community? Like, how long have you been doing that?
Not very long. So I started my community in October of 2023. So it's been just a little over a year now.
Wow, that's awesome. Where do you see yourself going with this vision?
That's a good question. I'm actually getting ready to do my goal setting for next year, which I have not yet done. I really enjoy public speaking because it gives me an opportunity to meet more people and share more information. So I am going to try to speak more on different stages than I've been on the last couple of years. I spoke on hundreds of stages over the last 2 years. And so I plan to continue doing that. That's something that really fulfills me. But I also plan on doubling down into the community and providing more information, time, value, and just improving the things that we've already built over the last year. I want to keep getting better.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes, thanks for letting me.
Yeah, um, I have so many more questions for you.
Yeah.
Um, my next question, I mean, there's obviously entrepreneur side to things, and there's obviously business side to things, and leadership side to things. Um, what do you think, in your opinion, defines a great leader, Rena?
Okay, this is a great question. And I think it's very timely because I'm starting to see a shift in how leaders show up. And I actually just did a call with my mindset coach, Rosie Noel, yesterday about this exact topic. And one of the things we talked about was in corporate America or in the business world, the entrepreneurial world, there's a lot of emphasis on technical skills because those are very tangible. It's easy for me to say, like, oh, do you know how to underwrite? Yes or no, right? And that's a technical skill. Where I think that we have historically missed the mark is around emotional intelligence. And I call it soft skills, but then Rosie was like, I call them behavioral skills because you don't want to lessen their importance. And so around the behavioral skills of leaders, I think that that is what makes you a great leader is when you go beyond the technical and you really invest in yourself, your own mindset, your ability to grow, your ability to remain curious, to be self-aware, doing all of those things. And it makes you a valuable leader and it makes you a great leader as opposed to someone who shows up transactionally, somebody who shows up with a scarcity mindset, somebody who comes and just takes and takes and takes, or a lot of leaders, I've seen this very up close. I've seen leaders that show up and manipulate the people around them and step on other people to get to the top. And I just think that seeing more women in leadership, we're seeing more emphasis and more valuing of the behavioral skills than we've ever seen before. And I think that the men that also possess these behavioral skills and also rise to the occasion, I think they make great leaders as well.
Thank you for sharing that.
So,
W-
yeah.
What if you take someone who's not a great leader, but it has great work ethic, and
Yeah.
someone who has is great leadership and great work ethic? Um, what do you see the difference in success in that? Like,
Look, not everybody wants to be a leader and not everybody is a leader. It is hard to lead because you now have the responsibility of the people that are relying on you. Work ethic, I think, is separate from leadership, right? You can work really, really, really hard. You can outwork everybody in the room, and that is a major value add. And I think that great leaders have to have good work ethic in addition to behavioral skills, in addition to decision making skills, in addition to empathy and awareness and curiosity. Like all those things have to be present in great leaders. They don't have to be present in somebody that has strong work ethic. That could be the only skill set that someone who doesn't want to or isn't in leadership possesses.
In your experience, Veena, um, what would you say that great leadership or things you could have avoided if you were a different person, or things
Oh,
you could have done better if you were a great leader? Maybe you would have saved some years of your life, or
yeah.
some things you would not have missed out on.
Yeah, look, I am not the perfect leader right now, right? And part of being in an abundant mindset is the idea that we can always continue to grow. We can always do something different. We can always do something better. And as I continue to learn and grow, I implement that within my team. I think if you were to ask my team some of the things that make me a great leader, I think one of the things that they would tell you is I'm not afraid to own up to mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, and it gives my team permission to be human and to try really hard things. And I do the same thing with my children too. I ask them to fail at something every single day because I want them to try things. I want them to try new things. They don't know what they're going to be good at or not good at if they never try them. And when I make a mistake, I show up for my team the way I want someone to show up when they make a mistake. I want to say, "Hey, I recognize that this is a mistake. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I didn't consider that, or I hadn't looked at it that way, or this is how I had thought of it. I now see another perspective. Here's what we can do to change it, or here's what I want to do to make up for it, right? Or I don't know how to move forward. Can you help me?" I oftentimes ask my team for their input or their expertise because they know more about their own field than I do. And if I didn't believe or trust in them, why hire them?
Yeah.
Um, so I think that that's something that defines great leadership is being able to uplift those around you, being able to show up vulnerable, right? Being vulnerable is a behavioral skill. It took me a long time to learn that. And I'll say the one thing that I did that turned me from a good leader, like I was always an okay leader because I was bold and I am good at bringing groups of people together. But the thing that has turned me into territory of being great is self development, personal development. And I can't stress this enough. So I told you I worked with Rosie. It wasn't until after I started working with her, I did my largest deal that I have ever done. We bought a deal for $131.5 million. It wasn't until I started coaching with her that I was able to really leverage the strengths of my team, immediate team members to the highest level. It's because of her that I had a shift in how I lead our teams. And I'll tell you, I just got a message a couple days ago from like my right hand, my absolute wonderful employee. His name is Fadi, and he sent me a message and he said, "Veena, I've been working in corporate America and private equity for a long time. I've never been truly fulfilled and happy where I'm working. And I feel that with you. So thank you for that."
Wow.
And I was like, what a compliment. Like, that is the utmost compliment because I came into this thinking I'm a woman of color in this space. I want to change the way it's always been done. And I want to lead differently. And I want to do things the way I want to do them. If I wanted to do them the way they've always been done, I would have stayed at any of my corporate positions. but I didn't want that. I wanted to change them. And so knowing that I not only have changed that for myself and for my team, but especially for the people that are so invested in our company from like a emotional standpoint, they give up so much of their time and energy and effort to our company and to serve our clients and our investors. And that reflects in how they treat customers.
Wow. There is so many things that you said in that that I can repeat, 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 but I think it would be best interest of people actually to listen to this because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things you said.
Yeah.
Um, all the way from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset
Mhm.
to um, hiring the right people, trusting the right people, empowering those people,
Yes.
leading by example.
Yep.
Um, too many times, I mean, and this is a different tangent from what you just mentioned, I think, but I think it could be part of it. Too many times on the show, there's solopreneurs that show up,
Mm.
right? And they wear these multiple hats at the same time, and they don't even know how to hire people. They don't
Mhm.
know how to fire people. They don't know how to train people.
Yes.
And and this took me a while to learn too. Like just because good CEOs, good leaders understand I can't do this right. That's why I hire the people to do it for me because they can do it better than I can. Saves me time, money, effort, and energy, and so much more.
100%.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.